What is going on, SoFi fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. We're in a little bit more of a sell-off right now, but despite that, we got another analyst rating. So I want to share that with you. Over and above that, why I decided to add to my position today. And technically the clock does start today as well, so I want to explain what that means. But before I do, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe is always greatly appreciated. And with that, let's get right to it. Live ticker is going at the very bottom of the screen, currently down 8.1%, 43.7 million for volume, 8.8 million shares being purchased by institutions on the secondary market. So one good takeaway from today is big money is still buying the dip. And I think it's very interesting to see what they're doing with SoFi compared to other growth stocks. I monitor what big money is doing, and obviously short interest various other things. And what they're doing with SoFi today is buying the dip, whereas that's not the case with a lot of other growth stocks. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. But when it comes down to it though, I just want to share with you why we're going down as much as we are. So looking at this, we did have some economic data that did come out, more specifically GDP numbers. So GDP numbers came in exactly at the forecast. And like I've been saying, leading up to this video and leading up to this day, even if it was going to be in line with the forecast, unfortunately that was going to be twisted to a little bit more of a negative. Over and above that, the jobless claims did come in a little bit lower than expected. So generally that's going to be seen as the Feds now have more ammunition to raise interest rates. So let me know your thoughts on all of that. And then over and above all of that fun stuff, Buller did say that they're going to be doing higher and longer interest rates, higher than even what was previously announced. So definitely the market does not like that kind of information whatsoever. So let me know your thoughts, and if you've been buying SoFi or whatever it is, let me know your thoughts on that. A lot of people are now talking about Anthony Nodo and him not buying any shares basically for a couple of months now. So I just wanted to show you this. So as of the last purchase that he's actually done out of his own money was on June the 12th. So you can see right here, anything with a P is purchased on securities basically from their own pocket, out of their own money. So on the 12th, the 9th, 8th, 7th, 5th, and it does look like on the 31st of May, all those transactions by Anthony Nodo were from his own pocket. There's been other transactions, but those were more so from exercising of options or restricted stock. So that's definitely very interesting to see that he kind of ceased. And now a lot of people are bringing that to light and trying to pair that with ultimately that they have to do a reverse stock split and things like that, which is going to be a very good transition point, because I know a lot of you guys do not like me talking about reverse stock split or whatever it is. And especially over the last couple of videos, I have been bringing it up. Closer we get to $5, the more likelihood that obviously it is going to come into play. In case you guys do not know, SoFi has to be below $5 for 10 consecutive days in order for them to be classified as a penny stock. And if so, then a lot of strategic entities cannot hold SoFi either with margin or certain accounts. So definitely going to have a little bit more of a sell-off. This is why SoFi found it advantageous for during the shareholder meeting to actually enact a reverse stock split. So just so you guys know, it is and has been approved. So hypothetically, whenever they want, they can do a reverse stock split. So let me know your thoughts on all of that in the comments below. But this is why I said the clock starts today. Likelihood is that we're going to close below $5 today. So today will be the first of possibly 10 consecutive days for us below that $5 mark. So let me know your thoughts on that. But I did decide to add to my position today, because if you take a step back, doesn't matter if SoFi is $1 or $200 or whatever it is, the stock price is not influential on the actual operation whatsoever. I think a lot of people seem to forget that. Doesn't matter technically what happens on the stock market. SoFi will still be out there trying to gain customers and still bringing in quality customers. Doesn't matter if there is or is not a recession. The quality customers that SoFi does have and will continue to get have high FICO scores, and obviously the default risk is very, very low on those. So let me know your thoughts on that. This is why I decided to add my position today, because ultimately I don't know if maybe this is just my addiction to buy SoFi, or I just know the full potential of what SoFi can do, because I look at a lot of stats a lot of the time. I'm a little bit more analytical than the typical investor, but I like to compare SoFi with a lot of other traditional banks. Hands down, SoFi is at a substantial discount. So this is why you do see a lot of big money buying on the secondary market, like I said at the very bottom. And even if you do look bigger picture, this is a chart comparing basically a lot of the traditional banks to SoFi. And it's basically year to date. So from January, give or take, SoFi is down 67 0.6%, whereas for instance Citibank is down roughly 30%, JP Morgan 31%, Bank of America 31%. So the fact is that we have better stats than them. Our growth rate and our earnings substantially outpaced them on a percentage basis. So when it comes to it though, that could be seen as a very big value, and I myself am a very big value investor. So I think this is why ultimately a lot of people should be getting into SoFi and why I did today. Keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own due diligence at the end of the day. I just want to quickly pop over to Interactive Brokers, just explain something to you on why we got a new analyst rating. So it does say after the meeting with SoFi's CFO at the annual software summit, 𝗪𝗧𝗛 analyst Dan did reiterate a buy rating and $8 price target. So despite the fear in the market and a possible recession, 𝗪𝗧𝗛 is still very, very bullish on SoFi. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. I personally feel SoFi is at a huge discount. This might not necessarily be the bottom, but long term, this is where you should be thinking as far as a little bit more of a mentality. And over and above that, I just want to share one additional thing that is very bullish in the market, and that is short interest. So I like to look at short interest as a good benchmark to see what the opposite individuals are doing, and they are actually closing out the position. So like I said at the very beginning, comparing SoFi to a lot of other growth stocks, a lot of growth stocks aren't necessarily getting a huge amount of institutions getting in, and shorts are also doubling down on a lot of those growth stocks. But in SoFi's case, it's not. So there is a lot of underlying sentiment, positive bullish sentiment happening behind the scenes with SoFi, all showing it is at a huge discount that a lot of investors should not ignore. And of course, like I always say, this is for entertainment purposes only, so make sure you guys do your own due diligence. But with all that, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe is always greatly appreciated. If you do like my channel and support the growth, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. With that, I appreciate you guys watching. Let's all make a lot of money on SoFi.